Hi, everyone. Welcome. We'll give it a few minutes here and start right at the top of the hour. So, if you are just joining us, perhaps find a place that's relatively quiet where you can be free from distractions or relatively free from distractions. We will begin here in a short while with approximately a 20-minute meditation. And then we'll stick around to have some discussion and um, answer your questions if you have any questions. So, welcome. Yeah, feel free to introduce yourself. Let us know where you're listening in from. I see hi from San Jose. Yeah, this meditation is open to anyone. We'll begin in just 2 minutes, and the meditation will last approximately 20 minutes. Hi, everyone. I'm Sarah May, and I am in Fort Worth, Texas right now. So I'd love to hear you chime in and let us know where you're from. We are live on LinkedIn and on Facebook and on YouTube. And I see we have Dina from Cairo, Elizabeth from Philly, Melody from North Carolina, Yasmin from Maryland. Brandon from Tennessee, people from all over. Another fellow Texan, Iona from Dallas. Yeah, people from North Carolina, from everywhere. Great. From Iran, from London. So good to see everyone here showing up, being present, and supporting each other in meditation. Florida. Hi, Tina. Hi, Agnes from Indonesia. So wonderful. So we'll start in about 1 minute. And yeah, if you're just joining, again, this meditation will be approximately 20 minutes long. And then we will open it up to your questions, to a little bit of discussion. Um, and I thought that today it'd be a very good day to do a meditation on compassion. So we're going to do a little work on opening our hearts, on feeling into this space of love. So, the meditation that we have for you this morning is a meditation on the four infinite thoughts, sometimes called the four immeasurables. In Sanskrit, it is the Brahmaviharas. So, that is the meditation for this morning. And this meditation is rooted in Buddhist wisdom, but of course, we don't have to be Buddhist to connect with it or to understand it. We also see reference to this meditation in the Yoga Sutras. So, if anybody here is in the world of yoga, perhaps these ideas will be familiar to you. Um, but why is it called for infinite thoughts or for immeasurable thoughts? Um, you can answer that question for yourself once we do the meditation. But for me, this meditation puts my mind into the infinite spaciousness of love. And I feel like that's a space where we could all, um, where it might feel good to spend some time in today. So that's where we are going. So let's begin. Let's begin. So find a comfortable seat. Some of you might be, at your computer, at your desk, and that's fine if you're seated in a chair. Just sit up tall, perhaps feet flat on the ground, feel grounded, or just sink into your typical meditation posture, whether that's on a cushion or anywhere else. But let the spine be long. So sit up tall, or if you're lying down, you are on your back with a nice neutral spine. Close the eyes if you'd like to. That can help turn attention inward. And just breathe. Breathe in and out through the nose. and connect to this quiet stillness in the body. Nice and even breath. And see if you can find a place inside that feels like love. Maybe it's warmth. Maybe it's light. That place could be at the center of your heart or anywhere else. And just smile upon that space, welcoming in this sensation of grace, patience, kindness, or gratitude, or love, whatever you want to call it. Just that positive, feel good sensation. And as you connect with that sensation, invite it to grow. So if we begin perhaps connecting to this love or this light or this warmth at the center of our heart, we feel the sensation expanding, perhaps visualizing a light that begins to fill our entire torso. We're feeling that as a warmth that expands towards the front and the back of the chest, to our sides. And this love, this light, this warmth, whatever word we have for it, it continues to expand, filling not just our torso, but into the shoulders, into the hips, into the arms and legs. And we feel this goodness expanding into the neck and into the head. And this warm, positive sensation filling into the hands and the fingers and down into the feet and the toes. Into the ears, the chin, the nose, until our entire body becomes full of this infinite love, this light, this warmth, this energy of goodness. And you can feel free to use whatever words to describe it that make the most sense to you. And so we recognize that we are meditating here as a being that is full, abundantly full, with this love, with this light, with this warmth, with this grace and goodness and positivity. And perhaps if we visualize it as light, that light just seeps out of our pores. It establishes a glow that surrounds us. If I'm seeing this as warmth, we can sense that that warmth expands into the space around us. And because this warmth and this light is infinite, is immeasurable, we can freely share it with others. And so today, for this meditation, think of one person you know who needs some of this light, some of this love and goodness, or warmth and kindness. And this could be someone you love, who is very close to you. This could be someone you hardly know at all. Maybe you cross paths with someone today who just seemed a little sad, seemed a little tired, seemed like they could use a little more warmth and love and light. Maybe you choose someone who has recently harmed you or hurt you. Maybe there's someone in your life who presents you with a bit of challenge and you'd like to share some warmth and kindness with them. But whoever it is, choose one person who needs this feeling today. Choose one person and imagine them seated directly across from you, just as you are seated now. Their eyes could be closed or gazing into yours. Make them real. Picture what they're wearing. How is their hair today? What is their posture like? Maybe you notice some detail about their hands or their fingers. Some detail about their face. Maybe you can see them blinking. or see or hear them breathing. Here is this person who needs a little more goodness, a little more positivity, very present just as you are, seated directly across from you. And here you are, full of love, full of light and warmth, and aware that this light and love and warmth comes from an abundant, endless, immeasurable source. And so we intentionally decide to give it away and to share it with this person. And we're going to send this person 4 wishes. The first is may they be happy and may they have all the causes of future happiness. And as you send that wish, imagine some of the light and the warmth and the love from deep within you traveling from your heart to the heart of this person who is seated across from you. May this person have happiness and may they have all the causes of future happiness. And so as we send that wish, this light, this goodness, this grace that we are exuding travels into the heart of this person and begins to fill them with that same light and warmth and grace. We are sending happiness and the causes of future happiness. And now let's send them the second wish. May this person, this very real person who is seated directly across from me, may they be free from their suffering and may they be free from all the causes of their future suffering. And as I send that wish, I visualize the warmth or the light or the goodness at the center of my heart, traveling to the center of their heart and filling them a little more with that same warmth and light and goodness. May they be free from suffering and all of the causes of their future suffering. And as my wish lands, perhaps the light that was gathered at their heart Now expands a bit more to fill their torso. And I might notice them changing just a bit as I send this second wish. May this person be free from their suffering and may they be free from the causes of their future suffering. And so I send the third wish. May this person, this one person seated directly across from me, may they never be separated from the great joy that is completely free of all suffering. So may they have joy in abundance. May they always feel connected to infinite joy. May they have everything that they've ever wanted. And as I send them that wish, again, I'm sending my warmth. I'm sending my own infinite joy, my own abundant joy. And I sense that it lands, that it fills this person with even more light, even more love. This goodness, this positive energy now filling their torso, their arms, their legs, their shoulders and hips. This abundant joy moves up into their neck. May this person never be separated from great joy, infinite, abundant joy. And then I decide to send them the fourth wish. May this person who is seated directly across from me, may they rest always in the great equanimity. May they be forever free of attachment, of aversion, and indifference. And as I send that final wish, again, I sense this light, this grace, this goodness, whatever it is that I'm calling it, I sense that this warmth that exists in abundance within me travels to the heart of this person across from me. And they too are now filled with the same warmth and light and abundance of goodness. As I send this wish that they rest in the great equanimity, free from attachment, from aversion or indifference. I notice that this warmth fills them completely. This light fills all the way up into the crown of their head. Their body is filled all the way down into their fingers and toes. And I sense them differently. I have sent these four wishes: freedom from happiness and the causes of happiness. I mean, I have sent happiness and the causes of happiness. I've sent freedom from suffering and the causes of suffering. I've sent joy. May they rest in abundant joy. And I have sent equanimity. May they rest in the great equanimity. And so, this very real person that is seated directly across from me, I can sense now that they are full of the same infinite, immeasurable happiness and joy and goodness and well being that I'm filled with. We share in happiness. We share in freedom from suffering. We share in joy. And we share in equanimity. And so just take note for a moment of how that now feels in your body. Having shared these infinite, immeasurable wishes with someone who needs them. You are now seated again across from someone who is equally exuding a little warmth, a little light, a little love. Does yours shine more brightly? And so rest in that feeling for a bit. And invite this person that came to sit across from you, invite them to move on and go about their day. And you too can let go of the meditation. Slowly open your eyes if they were closed. Come back to the space around you. Relax a little bit in your posture. Take a few deep, full breaths. And here we are. So, the meditation that we just completed is a meditation on the four infinite thoughts, the four immeasurables. Sometimes in Sanskrit, we refer to this as the Brahmaviharas. Four virtues that we develop and meditate on for greater well being for both ourselves and for all others. So, if you have questions about this meditation, feel free to post them in the comments. We are live right now on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube. If you have questions about mindfulness in general or anything at all, feel free to type those in as well. But I thought we would just take a little bit of time. Thank you, Kiana. Thank you so much. I thought we would take just a little bit of time to review the meditation that we just did. So, what are the four infinite thoughts? Well, the first one, we wished our friend or our stranger or our challenging person, we wished them happiness and freedom from happiness. Yes, four virtues, four infinite thoughts, the Brahmaviharas. First one was, may this person have happiness and the causes of future happiness. So that's number one. And in Sanskrit, we call this Maitri, right? We're wishing happiness. So what's happiness and what are the causes of happiness? Well, the causes of happiness are this exactly what we're doing. Wishing happiness for others and helping others become happy is the cause of happiness. It's as simple as that, right? So, by practicing this meditation and extending happiness to others, we develop greater happiness and joy within ourselves. So, that was the first one. The second of these four infinite thoughts in Sanskrit is karuna or compassion, right? We wish this person freedom from suffering and we wish them freedom from future suffering, from all the causes of their suffering, right? So if the cause of happiness is to make sure or to do our best to make everyone around us happy or to share happiness with others, then what perhaps is the cause of suffering, right? Well, the cause of suffering is doing harm, right? Harming others is the cause of our suffering. It's one of the causes of our suffering. So we can think of it that way. So we wish that this person is free from harming others, and we wish that this person, um, you know, avoids future suffering by avoiding harming others. Yeah, I have a little bit of questions here, so I'm going to pause to answer these questions. First, I kept falling asleep. That's perfectly okay. A lot of times when we meditate and just, drop into stillness in the body, drop in to a little more stillness or restfulness in the mind, we fall asleep because we're sleep deprived and because we need to rest. And that's perfectly okay. And over time, we can work with that and, stay awake, stay alert a little bit more. We might try meditating with our eyes open or sitting up versus lying down or meditating in a colder place. There's all sorts of things we can do, but sometimes we just need to rest. So, Ina, yes, if you're falling asleep, don't worry about it. Sometimes meditation just drops us into rest and we so badly need it. Agnes says, I kept feeling conscious about my posture and it was kind of distracting me. Agnes, find a balance between comfort and, letting yourself sit up tall. But if you're new to meditation, sometimes we need to rest back a little bit, use a wall behind us or a chair for support, prop up with cushions, blankets, um, do what you need to do to find that balance. And there's no right or wrong for posture, and your posture is going to change over time. And that's totally okay. Just do your best to find a balance between comfort and a neutral spine. And then Teresa, says, my mind wanders. Of course, of course it does. The mind wanders. And that's just what the mind does. And with practice, we can notice sooner that the mind has wandered and then just let it go and return to the meditation a little more quickly. Um, so just keep coming back to the meditation. So today, Today's meditation is on these four infinite thoughts, and we have the first two, which are wishing happiness and the causes of happiness. So, yeah, thank you, Kiana, for writing those out in the LinkedIn comments. The causes of happiness is wishing happiness upon others. Freedom from suffering and the causes of suffering. Well, one of the causes of suffering is harming others. So we wish that this person, um, you know, does no harm. And if they're happy, they're less likely to harm others. Wish number three is mudita. Mudita is sympathetic, empathetic joy, right? So we wish them this great, abundant, infinite joy. In which they're just immersed in joy and they have everything that they want, and that they never experience pain. They're just always surrounded by joy. Well, why would we wish someone infinite joy? Well, if people are joyful, they're much less likely to harm others and cause themselves or their others any suffering or pain. And the more joy that other people experience, the more joy that there is in the world, right? So, very often when we see other people getting what they want and they're happy and they're joyful, we react negatively to it. Uh-oh, she's getting what she wants, and I wish I had some of that. And then we kind of make this mistake of thinking that somehow their experience of joy is taking away from our experience of joy, right? We experience jealousy, we experience greed. This is a completely normal human thing that we do. We make this mistake of thinking that another person just immersed in joy and totally getting what they want somehow prevents us from also sharing in that joy and getting what we want, right? But the truth is, the more joyful, happy people there are out in the world, the more joy is just like exuding everywhere. And when we share in that joy, we also experience joy, right? So why not wish that everyone gets joy and that everyone gets exactly what they want? Because then the world is just full of joyful people, and by rejoicing in the joy of others, we too get to experience joy. So that's why we wish them infinite joy, mudita in Sanskrit. And then finally, we wished our person equanimity, the state of balance in which they are free from attachment, free from aversion, and free from indifference. So why would we wish someone balance, right? We wish this person could just rest in stability, equanimity, balance just all the time. Well, we know from our own experience that when we don't have equanimity or just a sense of groundedness and a sense of stability, that we become really reactive. We grasp at things, we try to push things away. When we experience indifference, we kind of like step back from the world. We don't care about things. And we know from our own experience that that doesn't make us very good citizens. That doesn't really contribute to the world that we want to live in, right? We become really reactive. And when we are in that unbalanced, ungrounded, unstable state, we are a lot more likely to do things that we regret and to harm others and to cause ourselves greater suffering, right? So, why wouldn't we wish that this one being we meditated on today, that ourselves, that all beings everywhere are just always resting in this place of balance, of stability, of really contentment. What we're really talking about when we're talking about equanimity is contentment. And I'm sure we wish contentment for ourselves, right? Contentment is this quality of being 100% okay in the present moment, no matter how things are, right? And is that not really the goal of our mindfulness practice, our mindfulness and meditation, right? Um, and if we all had this ability to remain stable and content despite the circumstances around us, um, then we would do a lot less harm in the world. We would respond to our situation in the most appropriate manner. We would be able to stay present, to stay mindful, to stay aware no matter what's going on. And isn't that the world we would like to live in? A world where people are just more mindful, ourselves included, right? So I'm going to type the Brahmaviharas in Sanskrit in the chat. And if you are on LinkedIn, you'll be able to see them. So we had let's wish happiness and the causes of happiness, which is Maitri. Let's wish this person freedom from suffering and the causes of suffering. That is Karuna. We wish this person just total abundant joy, that they rest in total abundant joy all the time. And we wished this person equanimity, that they rest in a state of equanimity in which they are free from attachments, right? Grasping towards things, free from aversion, pushing things away, free from indifference, totally not caring. We wish that they just remain centered and stable and in a state of equanimity. So, for those of you who are interested, um, you can at least see this comment on YouTube and on Facebook. I'm not sure comments pop up on LinkedIn, but I've typed in the Sanskrit names for these four infinite thoughts, the four immeasurables. So somebody asked earlier on, is this a meditation that we can do every day? Or perhaps they were asking about meditation in general. Yes, please. Of course, we can do this meditation every day. Um, I personally feel better if I meditate every day, if I start my day with meditation. At the end of this meditation, there is an invitation to check in and note how you were feeling. You know, having shared happiness, having shared freedom from suffering, having shared joy and equanimity, we kind of visualized that this person received those wishes, and having shared that and now sitting across from someone who feels a lot better, we too feel better, right? So that was my experience of that meditation, that sharing these infinite thoughts, these four immeasurables, um, helps me feel better. And so why wouldn't I do that every day? This is a wonderful meditation to practice every day. And today we chose one person. We chose one person with which to share these four infinite thoughts. We offered the option of someone you love, someone who's really close and dear to you, and that might be the easiest person to work with, right? Why wouldn't we want to share happiness and freedom from pain and joy and equanimity with someone we love and care about? But we could also share these four infinite thoughts with someone we hardly know, a stranger, you know. Sometimes if we're riding the bus and we see someone sitting across from us who looks a little sad, who looks a little frustrated, who looks like they could use some love, we could just sit there and just say to ourselves silently, may that person be happy. May they be free from pain. May they get to know joy, and may they have stability and balance and equanimity in their life. Um, we could do that with a stranger. We could do this meditation with someone who presents us with difficulty, who presents us with challenge, someone who has hurt us. And why would we want to share these four immeasurables, these four infinite thoughts with someone who has hurt us? Well, um, hurt people hurt others, right? And if we can offer this hurt person some happiness, some freedom from their own pain, if we can offer them an experience of joy and an experience of stability, mental stability, sense of being grounded and present, right? Well, then that person is far less likely to be reactive. They're far less likely to project their own pain onto others. They're far less likely to harm and to hurt, right? So that's why we might want to share these infinite thoughts with someone who is difficult. And we can do this meditation on behalf of all beings everywhere, right? We can just simply share this meditation with all beings everywhere, and we might visualize, this sense of all beings in a circle around us, and we can visualize this light, this warmth that we created, kind of extending outward in all directions from the center of our hearts. We might visualize all beings everywhere as like a gallery seated above or in front of us and do the meditation that way, sending warmth forward, sending it upward. So there's many, many ways in which we can do this meditation and put this meditation practice for ourselves. We can turn those wishes inward. um, these four infinite thoughts, we can wish them for ourselves. But I really encourage you to work with others, because I think that it is embedded in this meditation. It's part of the truth of the practice that when we share these infinite thoughts with others, that there's kind of a bi-directional relationship that occurs. And as we visualize others receiving these four infinite thoughts, we then get that energy back and notice that in giving, we receive. And it kind of helps us remember that we lose nothing by giving this away, right? These are the four immeasurables, these are the four immeasurables. And I think that that bears repeating because often in our lives, we make the mistake of, again, thinking that happiness is somehow limited, thinking that joy is somehow limited. And by practicing sharing these qualities, we are continually reminding ourselves that they are indeed immeasurable. When we wish someone joy, we lose nothing. And in fact, sharing joy into the world puts more joy into the world. And in a way, then joy becomes more readily available for us too, right? So there's always this bi-directional relationship, and we receive by giving. So it's not wrong to do this meditation on behalf of yourself. I really want to emphasize that. Um, but in my experience, if you try this on visualizing someone else and offering these four immeasurables to someone else, um, I think that you'll notice that you benefit too. So that's the meditation that we did today. Um, I'm here, of course, to answer any of your questions about mindfulness or meditation in general. So feel free to type anything that you'd like in the comments. And thank you, Kiana, so much on LinkedIn for typing in the comments. Um, you know, putting some text to some of what we've been talking about today. So if you missed the meditation, or if you'd like to take some notes for yourself, you can always go back through the comments. And you can always find this meditation again. This video will remain on LinkedIn and on Facebook and on YouTube. So you can always find it there with mindfulness exercises. But if you'd like to practice it at home, of course, like uh, it's really easy to do. It's really easy to do. We've got 4 infinite thoughts, and you can offer them to others. You can offer them to one individual, to many individuals, to someone you love, to someone you hardly know. You can offer it to someone who's challenging. And again, I will repeat, the 4 infinite thoughts. Happiness and the causes of happiness. Well, what are the causes of happiness? Wishing happiness for others. And that's something that you can contemplate on a meditation all on its own. What are the causes of happiness? We wish freedom from suffering and the causes of suffering. And what are the causes of suffering? Well, harming others. Maybe it boils down to just that. And again, that's something you can meditate on all on your own. Explore that. What are the causes of suffering? We wished joy. May this person rest in just infinite, abundant joy, totally free from any pain or suffering. And we wished equanimity, right? May this person rest in a balanced state where they can be free from attachment, free from aversion, and free from indifference, right? So those are the 4 infinite thoughts. And it's a wonderful, beautiful meditation to work with, and you can do it quite simply. Those 4 thoughts can sort of become a mantra that you just quickly say to yourself anytime you or someone around you needs a little more care and kindness and love and grace. Or you can, really expand upon this and feel into it and explore each one. The meditation we did today, I said 20 minutes. I think it was a little bit longer than that. But, it's definitely a benefit to explore these virtues, these concepts, these ideas a little bit more. So thank you guys so much for, just joining me here, for being here, for sharing in this compassionate meditation. And I really do believe, you know, we can explore a little bit on our own, why do we translate this as for infinite thoughts or for immeasurable thoughts? And, for me personally, when I practice this meditation and when I really connect to this offering love, offering freedom from pain, offering joy and a state of balance, it puts my mind in this really open, spacious place of love. It opens my heart. And it reminds me that these qualities are infinitely present within me and infinitely available and forever all around. And it reminds me that these are things that come from within and that everything I need um, is just there, that these aren't qualities that we like grab and get from somewhere out there. Um, they exist, they just are, and they're always there, totally abundant. We don't lose them by sharing them or giving them away. In fact, by giving them away, by meditating on them, and by resting and putting our mind in this space, um, these qualities grow. And it's not really that they grow because they're always infinite, abundant, immeasurable, ever present, but it's that my awareness of them grows. that my mindfulness of happiness, of, freedom from pain, connection to joy, of just this capacity I have to be balanced and to be stable despite what's happening in the world around me. Um, it reminds me that all of that is ever present and ever available. And, we need that reminder, right? We need that reminder. Times are tough. There's a lot going on in the world that can be quite painful. Um, and so this is a real beautiful meditation to practice. It's a real beautiful place to rest your minds. And it's a really great practice to share with others. So thank you guys for being here this morning and for sharing in this practice and for showing up and sharing your comments and your questions. All of your questions help just illuminate, elucidate, reveal this topic, help to, help us to go deeper on this topic, so that all others might learn more. Bob, namaste. Thank you for joining us from Scotland. Yeah, Ina, thank you for being here. And Audra, thank you, everyone. So, this meditation on the four infinite thoughts, you can find, audio meditations of this on mindfulnessexercises.com. You can find written meditation scripts on mindfulnessexercises.com. Just search for the four infinite thoughts. Um, my wish is that you continue to practice this meditation, that you continue to, explore it on your own, to contemplate these ideas, and to really try it for yourself and ask these questions. Why would I wish upon others, happiness and the causes of happiness, freedom from suffering, causes of suffering? Why would I wish joy upon others, equanimity upon others? And you can even explore, what benefit do I get by spending time with this meditation and wishing it upon others? So thank you so much for being here. Of course, you can always, rewind, go back to this video on Facebook, on LinkedIn, or on YouTube. But my name is Sarah May, and I'm grateful for your presence here this morning. And, it's because you're here that we do these practices. I'll be here every Monday at this time. And we have got other teachers from mindfulnessexercises.com who are doing live meditations on this same channel throughout the week. So be sure to check it out. But thank you. May all of you have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all of you be free from suffering and its causes. May all of you that are here on this live stream just rest today in totally abundant joy, no matter what. And may you connect to this sense of balance and equanimity, despite what arises in your world today. You know, I wish that for all of you. So thank you so much for joining me with this meditation, and we will see you next time. And feel free to explore on mindfulnessexercises.com. Janine, what time is it on Monday? We started today at 8 a.m. time in the US. And we will be doing the meditation that same time every Monday. And we'll meditate for about 20 or 30 minutes as we did today, and then have some little discussion and Q&A afterwards. So hope to see you next time, my friends. Thank you so much, and may you be well.